Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are now in level 6. We are reviewing Palaghat Sri Raghu sir's ideas in Misra Chapathadam. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with the Tirukkural. துளியின்மை ஞானத்திற்கு எற்று அற்றே வேந்தன் அழியின்மை வாழும் உயிர்க்கு. What is the meaning of it? மழைத்துளி இல்லையேல் உலகம் எத்தகைய துன்பம் அடையுமோ அத்தகைய துன்பத்தை மக்கள் அடைவார்கள் அருள் இல்லாத ஆட்சியால். People suffering with no rain and no water, it's something very similar, an administrator not ruling the place properly. That's the crux of this Tirukkural. With this good thought, I'm entering into the class. Today we're going to see some more interesting ideas of Palaghat Sri Raghu sirs. So the first idea I want to take is the Palaghat Maniyar's scoreway typically plays like this. Ta, ket, ta, to, da, ket, ta, to, da, ket, Daga, taditakadum, daga, taditakadum, daga, taditakadum, da. So that's the core way. This is here the speciality when Maniyar approaches. It's something very similar. Palaghat Raghu also uses, but he varies the same core wire in 3 different forms. Let's look at it one by one. Here, tadikitta dunda, dunda, kudha, tadikitta tum, thaga, tadikitta tum, thaga, tadikitta. Here, the first part in the Purvangam, Tadikitta dhum alone, until that point there is a silence. Then dodha, that alone is visible, the rest all is under the pause mode. So that nobody will understand what is that karvaya. It's nothing but a 9 into 9 plus 9 plus 9 and 9 one karvai, 9 1 karvai 9. So there are 6 nines occurring, 9 6 of 54. And to make it for the 7-beat cycle, he introduces 2 karvais in between towards the last 3 triplets. So 9 1 9 1 9. So he makes it 56 to round it off to 7 into 8 56 to playing for a korvai. So that is the structure by which this has been retained. Now what Raghu Mama used to play is this 9. He splits it as 7 plus 2 everywhere. That is the way he represents it in the second form. The third time when he repeats, he uses the 9 as 6 and 3. Ta, ta, gita, ta, ta, gita, ta. Vitata, taditakadum daga, taditakadum daga, taditakadum da. That's how he plays. Now I made each of these into 3 different, whatever Raghu Mama embellished Palaghat Maniyars from 1 to 3. I embellished each of these three in 3 into 3 9 forms. So that form is ta ketta kunda tikketta kunda ketta kundaga tadiketadum. Instead of that, tadikketa 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 tadaga takata dikketa tum daga takata dikketa tum daga takata dikketa tada. So from 9, I am representing straight as a 7, and towards the end, instead of a 5, taga tadiketatum, I use taga takata dikketatum. Again, another variation of the same thing. Taketa tadaketa tadaketa tadaga takatik tadiketa tum daga takatik tadiketa tum daga takatik tadiketa tada. This is the 3 variations what I try to make with the same thing. Here the second form, tadiketa to gadagada diketatum. Here tadiketa to taketa to gadagada keta to gadagada. I make it as 5 and a 2. So from 9, I represent a 7, I represent a 5, and then increase that towards the end as tadiketatum takatadiketatum takatadiketatum. Now takita takita takita. Here taga takita taga takita taga takita I use. Tat takita tat takita tat takita I use the third form and increase the later half. So from 1 year score rate it became 3. From each of these 3 I improvised and we make it to 9. So this is not the question of why, who had done, and that's not the question, that's not the point. The point is there is a scope for improvisation, there is a scope for improvement for whoever had played, who have laid a road, who have made the base contribution from which we can build a castle. So this is the idea. This is a very classic chorway where you can play in multiple forms. Eventually, this is how Raghu used to play in multiple concerts towards the end as a crescendo. This is how it plays. Such a matured way, the same chorway with lot of pauses, lot of intellectual approaches, the positioning of the very actually those phrases falls. One needs to be very, very depthful in handling all this, and even in a slow way. Just not the speed a person plays that's important. It's the intellectual approach by which he scores a point. So this is one of the chorway. The next chorway I wanted to give you an idea. Another tip is ta tum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina ta ta tum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina tum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina tum ta tum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina tum ta tum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina tum ta ti keta tum ta ti keta tum ta ti keta tum ta di keta tum ta di keta tum ta di keta ta taga ti ta di keta tum ta di keta tum ta di keta ta ta ti ta di keta ta di keta ta di keta ta. Here the beauty of the construction is ta dum keta ta dum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dana dam is the base phrase. Ta dum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dana dam. Ta dum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dana dam. It becomes 4.5 beats. Tatum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina dam 6 beats. Tatum keta taka taka tati keta taka taka dina tum gum 7.5 beats. Tatum keta taka taka tari keta taka taka dina tum 9 beats. 9, 7.5, 6, 4.5, 3, and then tatum keta taka taka tari keta taka dam. So it's 3 beats, and from till that point you have to reduce. And then the later pattern also, he is not making it straight. Ta, ti, ki, ta, ga, do. The ti, ki alone in the middle part that he reduces the chorway. Ta, ga, di, ki, ta, ga, do, gum for 18 aksharas. Ta, di, ki, ta, ga, dung. So the second part becomes 14 aksharas. And then tadik, ki, ta, tum, it becomes 10. And then he plays tadik kitatung, tadik kitatung, tadik kitatung. That is 2 chorways. Thaga, digi, Tadik kitatum, tadik kitatum, tadik kitatum. So 6 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 6 is the first structure. 8 carways, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6. Second structure, for 8 carways, 6, 6, 6. And then that's how a Uttarangam is positioned. So when you tell it together, but just playing a korvai is not enough. So he plays in Misram. He builds the story, builds an essay, and then he combines 2-3 phrases. He makes it, dwells on it for some time, and then makes a crescendo of presenting this theme. So again, every time I tell, and stress keeps telling, whenever you're trying to play a concept, you build upon it, and you ensure that don't try to play too many things in one place, but you play a theme that goes to the mind of the audience beautifully, that will stay in their mind. So this is the second idea which I wanted to table. The next idea. So there are mathematics. Music and mathematics are so integrated. I'll prove another point in this class. So what had happened? Is 5 beats. 4.5 beats. When you look at the progression is 4, 2 and 0. Tadhi is the 4 is there. Tat Haridana, 2. Last there is no carve. So 4 to 0, when you add it's a 6. The same thing we can also represent as Tatat Haridana Gedataga, Tat Haridana Gedataga, Tat Haridana Gedataga, 3, 2 and 1. So 4 to 0 is a progression, 3 to 1 is also a progression. Is what? 11 aksharas. 10 aksharas. 9 aksharas. So in between is 10 consonants. So you have to understand the progression, the construction by which it gets reduced. 3, 2 and 1. Again this 30 is formulated as 4 to 0. Both are equal. But the construction by which Raghu chooses the Tadhi is an even form, easy to tell. Tatha is very difficult, it's an odd form, 3, 2, 1, because the even is in between the two odds. So that's where he chooses, that's the differentiator of Raghu's style and the others play. So this is a different logic. And that's why he uses the mathematically, he always try to show his skills. So the same korvai what I taught in Adithalam, I'll teach you here. Here the progression, what we saw in Adithalam, we are going to see in the same concept, how differently he formulated for Mr. Chapatala. So the entire korvai goes like this. hear it with the mic and with the good balance of dum and num, it will be very, very thunderous. The same approach, the tat that's how you have to play. Now, this same idea, you can reduce one piece from there and give two variations. What happens? You are reducing one ding. Okay, and again, the third part, so when you reduce it, the car way gets increases by 3 towards the end, 6 car ways, and then that's how you have to play. That's how you have to play. The third one is only one piece. Ding, is one time. Is one piece. Only one part. Like that you have to play. Because towards the end, I did not play a car way. The reason being, when you increase the car way from when there is a car way towards the last part, if you observe, from one car way you increase to 4. And then again you increased 2 times, you increased by 3 syllables. So 3 plus 3, 6. The second time when you increase, actually it will like this 4 and plus 3 becomes 7. Twice 14. So when you can either play takadimi takita karvai twice because it's one full beat. Either you can give takadimi takita, 2 takadimi takita, or either you explicitly give a karvai or don't give a karvai, it's all the same. Because that's the intelligence he again uses. Okay? He fools the audience like without giving a karvai. Why does he not give that karvai? Why there is no karvai there? There is no need because it does some mathematics. There is no point, it becomes null and void. That entire, either you give it explicitly or don't even give it, it is perfect. So that's the intellectual approach. We need to go in and ponder and research into his ideas. So these are all the things I wanted to table in this class. Typically in Mr. Chap Tissaranada, it goes like this. Deen, takita, deen, takita, deen, takita, deen, takita, deen, takita, deen, takita, takita. The traditional approach is just the same. Whatever I taught you in Rupakam, Aditalam, Rupakatalam, like how you build takataka doguda doguda, doguda 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 doguda, doguda doguda doguda, gugudata gugudata gugudata, tangu tatiketa tatiketa tatiketa, all these you can apply here. It's all very simple. Takataka dena takita takita, doguda 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 doguda, doguda guguda guguda dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata dim. Gugudata gugudata dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata gugudata dim. All those things you can use. Tang tatiketa 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 dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata dim, takata tatiketa 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 dim, takata dim, dim, takata takata tatiketa 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 dim, takata. You can all apply. It's just the flow, whatever we did for Aditalam and Rupatalam. Here, let us try to look at Tadum taddum tadiketatum. Let us try to put this. Tadum taddum tadiketatum is a 12 akshara phrase. Tadum taddum tadiketatum. You can expand this idea of tadum taddum tadiketatum, tattadum taddum tadiketatum, tadittadum taddum tadiketatum. You can approach like this. Tittadum taddum tadiketadim, taketadim, 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 taketadum taddum tadiketatum. So tadum taddum tadiketatum is 12. When you want to play 14, you have to give a karvai of 7. Tattadum taddum tadiketatum. Tattadum taddum tadigetadum. When you want to play, you have to give 7 carve. Takadim taketa tattadum taddum tadigetagadim taketadim taketadim taketa. Then takatagita if you give a carve, turn down. Tattitadum taddum tadigetagadim taketadim 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 taketadim. Tadum taddum tadigetagadim taketadim taketadim taketa. Tattadum taddum tadigetagadim taketadim taketadim taketa. Tattitadum taddum tadigetagadim. You have to modulate and get this phrases fitted without showing where you're trying to apply this. That's how you do. You have to balance it out. Now the core way goes like this. Tadum tadum tadikita tadan tadum tadum tadikita tadan tadum tadum tadikita tadum tadum tadikita tadum tadum tadikita tadum tadikita tadum tadikita tadum. This is a chatusra format of this core way, which is of 84 aksharas, and you can play perfectly in this Ranadai. That's the core way. Dim takata dim takata dim takata dim takata dim takata tatum tatum tadikata dim takata dim takata dim takata dim takata dim takata tatum tatum tadikata dik tatum tatum tadikata kadam tatum tatum tadikata kadam tatum tatum tadikata kadam tatum tadikata tatum tadikata tum tadikata kum tadikata dim takata dim. Like that it should play. You have to play this. This is a 84 akshara which perfectly settles down for this Ranadai. Now, here I will teach you some interesting concepts of Chatusram and Tisram, how you can navigate between that. The Purvangam can be played in Chatusram, the later half can be played in Tisram. Let's see how. Tadik tadum tadum tadikita tadang tadum tadum tadikita tadang tadum tadum tadikita tadum tadum tadikita tadum tadum tadikita tadikita. The later half alone can be expressed in Tisram. So here the first half is Tisram, the second half is Chatusram. We will see how it goes. Dim takata dim takata 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 tadum takata dim. Takita 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 tadikta dum tatum tadikita kadang tatum tatum tadikita kadang tatum tatum tadikita tatum tatum tadikita tatum tatum tadikita tadikita tadikita. It's playing like a toy with the phrases. The first half, first two portions are Tisram. The last part, tadum tadum tadikita dum, is expressed as Chatusra format. Now the another one, reverse way, the first part is Chatusram, the second part is Tisram. We will see how we can go about doing that. Tatum tatum tadikita tadang tatum tatum tadikita tadang tatum tatum tadikita tatum tatum tadikita tatum tatum tadikita tatum takadikita takadikita. So the second half becomes a Tisram, so it adjusts that part to get it into the Tisra model. In this model, the first part is Chatusram, the later half is Tisram. For getting to the Tisram, he restructures the later part in a different way. Up to this is Chatusram. Then for fully Chatusram. Tadum tatum tadikita tadang tadum tatum tadikita tadang tatum tatum tadikita tatum tatum tadikita tatum tatum tadikita tum tadikita tum tadikita tata. So what all we saw? We saw tadum tadum tadikita tum apply in this Ranadai. And when we are applying this in this Ranadai, we also saw tattadum taddum tadiketagum, tadittadum taddum tadiketagum, how to place in this Ranadai and build the story. Then we came out with a korvai for 84 aksharas. Tadittadum daddum tadikatagadang, tadittadum daddum tadikatagadang, tadum daddum tadikatagadaddum daddum tadikatagadaddum daddum tadikatagum tadikatagum tadikatagada. We saw this korvai, and then we tried to dissect this Tisranadai korvai into first half as Tisram, the second half as Chatusram. Then the first half as Chatusram, the second half as Tisram, and then the entire korvai in Chatusram. So it's 4 different varieties. That's how you can actually go and then do the research work. So when I teach you something, and this is how a single story can be built into multi-dimensional thing, and different, you get a cross-sectional view of different nadais and formulations of the Purvangams and Uttarangams. So these ideas, I'm concluding this class. I'll conclude with Palaghat or Raghu's teachings in the next class with a summary and assorted learnings, and then we will go with Ramanathapuram Sri C.S. Murugabhuvati sir's ideas from the next episode. I'm concluding this class with a Thirukkural. Inmayin ginnadu udaimai murai seyya mannavan kol keel padin. What is the meaning of it? முறையில்லாத ஆட்சியில் கீழிருக்கும் மக்களுக்கு செல்வம் உடையவனாய் வாழ்வது வறுமையை விட துன்பம் தரும். If the administration is very poor, even if the person having all the richness, he will not enjoy the richness, and it's equivalent to being in a poor state because of very bad administration prevailing in that place. With this good thought, I'm concluding this class. I will be concluding Palaghat Sri Raghu's ideas in the next episode. We have covered about 30 episodes of brilliant ideas of the great legend, and it's just not it, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Whatever I have told you is only a very little. He had done in an exponential form, taken into multiple heights, this laya, and to reach the globe in a brilliant way. So that is his contribution, what Palaghat Sri Raghu had given to this world. We always remember him, very intellectual and very, very knowledgeable Mridangam Vidwan on all terms. My pranams and salutes to him, and whatever the little I've learned, I've tried to table as part of my curriculum. I will see you in the next episode with the ideas of another legendary Mridangam Vidwan, whom I had spent time for over close to 4 years, is none other than Ramanathapuram C.S. Murugabhuvati sir, and I'm going to share a few of his exemplary ideas.